talking about an updated settings video and sensitivity specifically, but we're going to cover everything to do with settings for the simple fact that with the update last week, they really screwed over, I think it's console players with sensitivity. They did another update to sort of revert stuff, but it still is different, and everyone's been asking me, what's up with sensitivity? I'm going to talk about it, going to talk about the changes I made to my settings and different stuff like that in today's video. If you guys could smack a like on this thing, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's go for 805 likes. I would appreciate that. As well as if you guys are new, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're over 560,000 and already on that road for 1 million subscribers. So I'd appreciate if you guys are new here. Subscribe, drop a like. Let's get right into it. So yeah, basically the backstory is with the Tomato Temple update, they made some changes. And I think what they sort of said is that their changes were that they were trying to lower the dead zone used for aiming on console and tuning the controller input and accelerations to allow for more fine tune while aiming, which is basically just a bunch of mimbo jimbo mumbo jumbo. No one really knows exactly what that meant, but what players did notice, and I noticed myself on console, is that everything felt out of whack after that first update. People were going crazy on Reddit, and Epic Games was quick to address it and say, we're gonna fix this, and it took them about 24 hours, and then they said it was fixed. But stuff still feels different. It still feels different on console, man. Sensitivity still feels different, and in my opinion, what feels different the most to me is my ADS sensitivity. My normal sensitivity, which now I used to run a 6.6, now I just run 0.6, which I don't really know why they changed the point system, and that is fine with me. But I don't think that's really changed, but the ADS sensitivity has definitely changed, as well as they've added some extra settings, which we're going to talk about in today's video. So let's get right into it. First of all, the first sensitivities are your horizontal, or your X and Y, right? Your horizontal and your vertical ones. And for those before the patch, I'd run 6.6. When that first update came out, I was sort of felt weird, but now they've reverted it. I run 0.6 and it does feel the same for me. So personally for that one, it does feel the same. However, on that one, it's pretty simple because you basically move the diagram up and down, right? Between 0.1 and 1.0, and you can only stop it on certain sensitivities. You can't do like a 0.65 or 0.75. You have to stop it specifically on ones. So for me, I feel like 0.6 is a tad slow, but 0.7 is a tad fast, and I stick with 0.6 for both of those X and Ys. I think that keeping both those the same is the best. That's what I've always done on every game that I played. It just makes the fluidity of it a lot more smooth and stuff like that. Now, what has caused these changes and what has caused people to feel different with their sensitivity? Because it's not just a placebo effect. I think what has happened is one of two things. They've messed with something to do with your ADS sensitivity, and my theory is that it's possible that they may have lowered the aim assist on console. However, that doesn't seem like it would make up for, that's just, I think they may have lowered it a tiny bit, but I don't think that makes up for all the changes. I think that they've changed the speed at which you can, what they said, fine tuning your aiming. I think they've changed the speed at which ADS sensitivities work at. And if you look right here up on the screen, I will show you guys this, what I'm rocking with right now for my settings. This is just for sensitivity. We'll get into more other stuff later. But as you guys can see, I'm still rocking with 0.6, but I had to change that ADS sensitivity. Now, this is crazy, guys. Before this update, I rocked a 0.65, and now I rock a 0.43. And there's no reason it's 4.3. It's just sort of a random number. I just stuck with that, and I won like 5 games in a row today solo, so I'm like, I'm not going to mess with my sensitivity, But, yeah, so I dropped that one by like 0.22. Huge changes to that one. And in my opinion, 0.65 was just way too fast. And that was what I played on for like my whole Fortnite career. So that's one that I've lowered now to 0.43. Now, for the other one, which is basically your scope, that's the ADS sensitivity. So whenever you're aiming down sights with a shotgun, with a gun without a scope, right? For my scope sensitivity, that one I don't feel like it's been changed, but personally, don't take it from me. I'm not an expert sniper. 0.65 still feels fine for me on that one. So basically what I've adjusted here is the ADS sensitivity. But in my opinion, stuff could feel weird. It could be a placebo effect, but they definitely did fine tune some stuff, at least on the ADS sensitivity. And my advice for you guys is take what you had before, drop it down a little bit until you feel comfortable again, and then stick with that. Because sensitivity is something that you want to have the right one, but once you have that right one, you want to spam that. You don't want to change it every single day, or you're never going to get used to it. Your muscle memories are going to be off, and that's what I say. Find what you like and then stick with it. For me, 0.43 is working well, and that's what I'm sticking with after this. Now, for other settings that have changed, because last time I made like a settings video was like, I think over a month ago at the start of the season, a lot has changed. Okay, first thing is streamer mode. Streamer mode is strong now in the game, and It's not just for streamers. Let me explain. The reason why I play with streamer mode on is, yes, I do stream some over on Facebook, and I have the streamer mode on for that, but I also just leave it on when I'm playing off of stream, because streamer mode is so helpful because it allows you to see different things. So if I see in the kill feed player 305, if it says player something, that means it's a no skin. It's a person with a default skin. If you see in the chat Sledgehammer or Enforcer, you can sort of know what skins you're looking forward to. So basically, let me give you guys a scenario. I know it is kind of confusing, but this is how streamer mode gives you a little bit of an advantage. Say I'm third party in a fight, right? And I see in the kill feed, Sunstrider took out the Sledgehammer or something like that. I know that I'm looking for a Sunstrider skin. So if I get to the fight and I see a default skin, I know, okay, there's a default skin and there's also the Sunstrider. So it's a little bit more of an advanced tactic, but I think streamer mode is fairly helpful in that aspect. It's more of a try-hard thing. If you're not a try-hard, you don't really have to worry about it. I prefer to have it on. I am a tryhard. Next thing in the settings is auto sort consumables. Now, this is a new thing that came out with the patch last week, and basically what it does is if you pick up a consumable, which is, I wish they did it for grenades too, because obviously grenades aren't consumable, but they're like usables or throwables. But if you pick up a shield or a potion, a shield, a med kit, a bandage, it's going to automatically put it to the right side of your inventory. Now, this is very helpful early game. So say you land on a shotgun and a bandage, you want to pick up both, but you don't want to have to sort your inventory after. So you can now pick up both. The shotgun will go in the far left, and the a consumable will go to the far right. I 100% recommend everyone having that setting on. You definitely need that setting on. As far as some other settings in the game, aim assist should always be on for console players. I see some people that say like they play better without aim assist. I just don't see it, man. Aim assist is like the advantage that you get as being a console player, and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage by not using it. So I suggest always make sure your aim assist is on. Your edit mode aim assist, basically what that means is when you're editing, it sort of like pulls you to different squares. That one can be on or off. That one really doesn't matter. But for your general aim assist, I would suggest having that on. As far as some other settings that I run with, I rock with, I have auto open doors should be off. You don't want to auto open doors and then the guy's waiting there for a shotgun. You didn't have a chance to maneuver it. So I have that off. Personally, I have auto run off, but that's more of like a console thing because on console, I don't think it works as smoothly as PC. On PC, you should probably have that one on. And another thing that I think is huge is vibration. I play with no vibration. My controller, actually, I use a scuff controller, which what a scuff controller is, it's basically a controller where I have two paddles on the back, and one paddle allows me to jump, and the other paddle allows me to pull up my build, so I can be a little bit quicker on console. It's completely legal. It's a tournament legal thing, like all pro console players use it, and if you guys are interested in getting a scuff, you actually can. I actually am sponsored by them, and there's a link down in the description, just scuffgaming.com. If you use code Goblin, you get yourself a discount on those controllers. They do cost like over $100, but they are definitely worth it if you are someone that's trying to take the game seriously. But anyway, so what I was trying to say is that with my scuff controller, use code Goblin, shameless plug right there. The vibration, I don't even have vibration in my controller, and I suggest everyone should try to learn to play without vibration. Personally, I played with vibration back in like 2011, 2012, and then everyone was telling me to turn it off because it could mess with your aim. I didn't really see it, but once I did make the switch, at first it feels so weird. It feels like you're shooting blanks or you're shooting empty bullets, but after you get used to it, it really does become something that is, obviously you want the least amount of distractions. And with your hands shaking in a gunfight, talk about getting nervous while your hands are shaking in a 1v1 from vibration. It can be kind of tough. Getting used to that no vibration, getting used to that can be a huge thing. As far as other things, I know people are going to ask me, what do you run as far as controller setup, as far as Builder Pro, Combat Pro, Standard? Builder Pro. Console, you got to be on Builder Pro, man. It's the meta. If you're on something else, unless you play like some sort of weird claw way, which could actually hurt your hands, I think Builder Pro is the way to go, man. And for like 99.9% of players, you can obviously tell who has Builder Pro in the game by the people. Like if I run into a guy and he's building up on me with a huge build fight, I know that guy's Builder Pro, and you have to sort of take the L and sort of switch over to it. I've been suggesting this for months, guys. Try Builder Pro. You might take an L for the first couple days. Once you get used to that, it probably shouldn't take more than like 2-3 days. You're going to be an absolute monster, and your game will be completely, re-envisioned or something like that, reinvented. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Drop a like on this thing. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully this video helped you guys out, talking about the sensitivity changes, Epic Games sort of messing with it, and an updated settings video on what I'm rocking. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out. Peace.